Okay, so they don't give me time to express my opinion or express how I feel. First thing, waking up, we have to rush downstairs. We have to rush downstairs to get breakfast and to have meeting. You have no time for yourself in the morning. And when you're waking up in the morning, that's all that matters, is that you get your mind right, or you express how you feel in the morning time. They're taking my morning time, and that's how I feel. It's like, I'm waking up with this feeling that I'm supposed to chalk down into my stomach. I'm supposed to swallow how I feel and then sit down and listen to them get their way in the morning. You have to wake up, brush your teeth. Well, brush your teeth if you can get around to it. You have to wake up. First thing you got to look at is your dress attire. Are you dressed appropriately to come down to breakfast? And you have to do that before 7:30. 7:30 is the morning meeting. So you don't have all the way until 8. You have till 7:30 to get down there for the meeting, to prepare your breakfast, and then 8 o'clock, you have to be done with everything and start your chores. When I say a lot of moms are frustrated here and they don't care, that's just the truth. It's because we sitting there and we're having morning meeting, but a lot of the kids are not eating. They're angry, they're frustrated, they're throwing their food and this and that because you're rushing our kids to eat. They can't just, they don't have enough time to eat. And when they're about ready to eat, breakfast time is over at 9 o'clock. At 8 o'clock. We have to do our chores. We have to be out of the dining room area at 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we have Bible study. What I talked to one of the moms about is that we're being forced to sit down and listen to the Bible, listen to a certain religion, so basically if you're Muslim or you're Hindu or you're anything but Christian, you cannot come into this, you can't come into the shelter because they're going to force Christianity down your throat. So this is a Christian shelter, and that's what she said. She's like, I took you in, out of the grace of my heart because, and I told you that we are a Christian shelter. So you're discriminating against all other religions. That's what you're doing. You're discriminating. You're forcing people to take a dose of the Bible, disregarding how they feel or their belief, disregarding if they're homeless. You have to be a Christian and homeless to be in this shelter, and that's the thing. One of these women is not a Christian and they feel a certain way about sitting there during Bible study. The thing is, we came here to get on our feet, but you're discriminating. When I told them, when I was open about, I'm not against the Bible, but I came far away from the Bible. I was brought up on the Bible, but that don't mean I'm still there. And it's just like, they already seen the shift in how they were acting, all of them, because they're against people who's not religious that's staying here. If you're not a Christian, they're going to treat you as though you're not a Christian, and this is a Christian's home. So that's part of the problem, So if you're homeless and you're expecting to get on your feet, but you're not a Christian, you will be quickly tossed out on the street. And just think, do this person really care that you're homeless? Do they really care about your well-being if your only problem with me is that I'm not a Christian? So you're tossing me out because I'm not a Christian. They don't really care about you, period. Okay, so that's one thing. And then she gave me a written notice Where's that written notice? I crumbled it up because if you don't care about me, I don't care about you, what you got to say to me. So this is the written notice that they gave me. And they actually said that I can get out. You know, I don't know if they talking about, oh, it's your choice to get out, but they made it seem like, oh, get out. We don't want you here. Get out. Personally, they don't want you here. Get out. I'm like, what, you gonna call the police on me to get me kicked out because you don't like the language I'm using? You don't like how I'm expressing myself to you because I'm causing dissension, because I'm having a conversation with somebody and you don't like what I'm saying. As you said, I heard a lot of that, what you were saying, and she disagreed with how I'm talking to somebody, or no, what I'm talking to somebody else about. She don't like what I was saying, and that the two ladies in the office are quietly saying, you know, I'm causing dissension. You know, I'm making it to where people don't want to stay here. I'm making them feel uncomfortable because of what I'm talking about to another person about how I feel. You know, and especially in regards of my son. Like I told you a lot about my son, and you really aren't helping with that. She said, you know, she spent out-of-pocket money to get snacks for him specifically, but the snacks that you got are not the snacks that I told you that he eats. So what are you helping with? You know, you did not get the pretzels and the cheeses that I told you he specifically eats, but you helped me. Was that for me? You know, so this written notice, and this is my third write-up. We got 6 write-ups. This is my third write-up, and this one is actually about me. Using profanity, section 18 in resident manual. She was like, yeah, well, you can get kicked out for using foul language. Oh, yeah, because y'all are a Christian, y'all are a Christian place, but y'all don't allow people to express how they feel. You know, the only expression you have is your way or no way. You know, we can't talk about anything. We can't vent or anything. And if we aren't venting correctly or appropriately, then we can't vent at all. And I was like, well, you know, they're kicking me out because I am causing dissension, and I am not talking good about them in my conversations with other people that's about them, but I'm not talking to them, you know, about it. And she put me into her office talking about, let me speak to you. You know, why? Because I'm having a conversation and you want in on the conversation about you, thinking I'm going to talk and it's going to be a different conversation, or I'm going to go about it a different way. No, it's going to be the same way I was talking to this person about you, to you. You know, because you're not listening to me and you don't want, you know. But overall, honestly, if I could have one freaking day, if I could have had that moment to just take a breath. You know, a lot of people be like, if you feeling that way, just go outside and take a breath. But I can't do that, you know, and that's a part of the problem. If I'm feeling a certain way, I still have to get up, get breakfast done at a certain time. I still have to listen to your meeting before I can actually take that breath of fresh air. So therefore, what else is going to happen but me drowning, and eventually it's going to be an outburst, just like you do CPR and they get that breath is going to come out in your face, and it's not going to be pretty because you didn't allow me time for myself. So yeah, that is what the update on staying in the shelter and most likely leaving the shelter. I will talk to y'all next time.